Hi everyone. What is diabetes insipidus? How the individual cannot able to control the urine volume in this particular condition. So basically today we will discuss about this antidiuretic agents. Antidiuretic agents are the agents which will decreases the urine formation. So here first we will see the basic anatomy of the kidney, then we will go for various conditions that causes this. Okay, so this is normal model of this kidney. Okay, if you go for the transactions, so here the kidney is going to appear somewhat like this. So this is the cortical region and medulla region. So renal cortica and renal medullary region. So normally these Bowman's capsules are going to be present in this here renal cortex, and collecting duct is going to be there in this medulla. Okay, so here each kidney consisting of around 1.2 millions of the nephrons. So here, so these are the various this is the functional unit of this kidney is called as nephron. Nephron is consisting of the Bowman's capsules, proximal convoluted tubules, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubules, and the collecting ducts. So if the normally it consisting of the filtration, reabsorption, and active secretion. Okay, so here in this antidiuretic drugs, so there will be there should be increased absorption of all these minerals, so that the less urine can be formed. So this is exactly opposite as we discussed in the diabetic condition or diuretic conditions. Okay, so here the normally we will artificially create this oliguria. So normally, so in body we have a number of the sensors in the sense which will maintain in equilibrium. So there are going to be sensors are going to be work. So here some of the sensors includes this plasma osmolality sensors that is going to be show that dehydration or hydrated conditions. So if it is dehydrated, so it is going to be stimulated a specific hormone which is secreted by the posterior pituitary gland. So that is called as antidiuretic hormone. So this antidiuretic hormone is the hormone responsible for the decreased urine production. So here it depends on your osmolality of the blood. If the osmolality is high, so that indicates that dehydration condition. So that stimulates this. And if the excess of the hydration is there, normally in hydrated condition this antidiuretic hormone is going to be inhibited. So apart from that, various drugs may show this stimulation and inhibitory activity. For example, nicotine, morphine causes this stimulation activity on this antidiuretic hormone, so resulting of the increased urine output, whereas alcohol and phenytoin that inhibit this antidiuretic hormone. So normally this hormone is secreted from the posterior pituitary gland and is going to be work on various receptors like vasopressin receptors. So we have the different categories of the vasopressor receptors. Then V1, V2. V1 is predominantly present in the smooth muscle and CNS, whereas V2 is predominantly present in the collecting ducts of the nephron. Okay, so V1 receptors further can categorized as V1A and V1B. So V1A is normally it will enhances the intracellular calcium levels and responsible for the constriction of the blood vessels. So normally the blood vessel if it is constricted, normally it will bring a less volume of the blood than compared to the normal. So this how it's going to be helpful. Next V1B is helpful for the increased stimulation of the adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Next in V2, so these are the drugs, these are the receptors predominantly present in this collecting ducts. So it will helpful for the increased absorption of sodium chloride and water. So whatever the filtered substances are there, so here the excess of the water salts are going to be reabsorbed. So we will say like what is the mechanism by which these are going to be absorbed this. Normally vasopressin is going to bind it at a specific receptor, so that causes the activation of the cyclic AMP through adenyl cyclase. So, this activation of cyclic AMP will increase the endocytosis water channel containing vessels. This water channel containing vessels are going to be externalized and is go for the exocytosis, and it will form pores on the cell membrane. So, that leads to the influx of the water to the system. So, resulting of the less volume may present in this particular, because most of the volume is going to be absorbed because of the pores, aqua pores. Okay. So, this when this receptor is not bind to this particular receptor, again this is going to be endocytosis, and the water channel containing vessels are going to be present intracellularly. Okay. So, depending on that, so these are going to be adjusted. Okay. So, here the normally drugs which will help work is based on the vasopressin analogs. Example, desmorphin, lipressin and terlipressin. So, these are the drugs which will have the similar structure and function as compared to the vasopressin. So, hence it can show the antidiuretic activity. Moreover, thiazides, these are the drugs which will helpful as a diuretics in this distal convoluted tubules, but this has the ability to absorb more in this proximal convoluted tubules. It will help, thiazides are helpful to absorb excess of the content from the proximal convoluted tubules. So, in that way it can act as a antidiuretic activity. Okay. So, as like diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus is no way related with the sugars. So, this is purely because of the damage of this pituitary gland, maybe because of the brain tumor or because of some accidents. If this agent is pituitary gland is disturbed, then it may not secrete the antidiuretic hormone. So, body does not have any control on the urine formation. So, we can artificially give this hormone analogs, thereby we can control the loss of body fluids. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.